Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Graz, and what I bring you here is a review on Terraria. Now, what is Terraria? Well, it's a game about digging, fighting, exploring, building, and pretty much almost everything. And is currently available on Steam for $7.49. Quite cheap, I might add, but well worth it. Now, in Terraria, you got control of everything in your world. It's one of those games, and it's quite enjoyable. Now, it is multiplayer, but the downside to the multiplayer is that you have to have the host IP. Now, you can go to the Terraria website and go on their forums and search. There are some public servers that you can join. I would recommend you going there and taking a look. It's been a while since I've seen any one of those types of games. But there are some servers out there somewhere, so don't be afraid. Now, the multiplayer aspect does make the game, I think, much more enjoyable. But you can still go around and bash things and still have fun as well. As you can see, I've definitely made a character already and have tried it out, and I find it quite enjoyable on single player. Now, I've already built my house. I've already had 2 NPCs move in. How many rooms you build or how many houses you build depends on how many NPCs you get, as long as each one has a table and some chairs. Now, so far I've gotten 2. Now, one of the things about Terraria that makes it most interesting is the crafting. There's tons of different crafting recipes around, and that there's only several types of ores. You have copper, iron, silver, and gold. But like I said, there's tons of different items you can craft, ranging from weapons, items, simple pocket trinkets, and such not. So it's lots to explore when it comes to the crafting aspect. There are multiple different types of mobs, and there are actually several different types of bosses. You have to simply look around and complete a couple of things for the requirements to summon the bosses. I will give you a link to Terraria Wiki at the bottom. That will give you a major hand on everything. That will explain how to summon your bosses and how to complete some of your crafting. Now, one of the things about this isn't your typical arrow type of game. I haven't noodled around with the controls, but your basic movement is going to be your WASD cluster. To use your items, it's going to be the mouse button up top. You'll select your item you want to use with the left click of your mouse. And this is just something it takes a little time to get used to. Now, there's dozens of items you can actually use in game, ranging from platforms to building blocks to potions to weapons. All it takes is some time for you to get acquainted and get adjusted, and to play around and figure it out. Now, there is a thing called a blood moon, and what a blood moon is, at night the spawn rate for all mobs is going to increase, and as well the zombies are going to be able to open doors. so it's going to be hectic. The only way that I know of to get around that part would be to wall off your house in certain areas where your doors are, or just basically dig a hole and hide in it. But with all the increased spawn, basically you're going to have increased loot. So if you're geared for it, then it won't be a problem and you'll pretty much make out pretty good loot wise. But as for your gear, your first couple upgrades are going to come off the ore. You'll start off with copper, you'll go iron, silver, gold, and then from there you'll go into different sets. Now, you can actually get a good look at the Blood Moon and some armor sets on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, there is a pretty popular series right now done by TotalBiscuit and Jesse Cox. It's basically a series of them going around playing Terraria. It's actually a really good series. I like it. I know a lot of other people like it, and it's funny. They do a good job of entertaining the people, and they think they release it maybe once a week. I think they might do it on the weekends. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any updates lately. I think TotalBiscuit's been a little bit busy. But anyway, back to our review here. So yeah, you're going to go around, you're going to collect the ore and upgrade not only your armor but your weapons as well, as the weapon upgrades make a whole world of difference, especially as you go through each area with the mobs increasing in difficulty. But as it's stated, with increased weapons, it's not going to be that bad. The world is pretty much endless so far. It just goes on and on. I've encountered several different types of places. I've encountered 2 different types of corrupted places, a desert, 2 jungle places, 2 grassland places. It's just very vast. The underground seems to go pretty far deep. This video was shot going down so far that I couldn't even remember my way back. Eventually I had to die to get back to my house. But this is a very entertaining game, whether you play it on multiplayer or single player. I think it'd be a lot more fun when you play with friends, as the entertainment value goes up and maybe even a little competitiveness there. But the co-op definitely makes things a lot easier, especially early in the beginning, where even some of the easiest mobs are a little bit challenging when you don't have the proper gear. All in all, for the review, I would probably give this a 3.5 out of 5. Now, the graphics aren't the top, but I mean really, 9 times out of 10, depending upon what you want, graphics don't exactly have to be the best. The game itself, through the experience and the whole playstyle, is rather entertaining from the get-go. So, to be honest, graphics aren't really too big error on that end. But I'm going to wrap this video up. This has been Graz. I appreciate you watching our video, and I will see you next time. Take care.